Hello, 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 and welcome to Beauty Pioneers, guys. Welcome to Beauty Pioneers. While we go ahead and set up, I'm going to let you see some things that we got in store. All right, and welcome to Beauty Pioneers. How is everybody doing today? Don, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I got to play that one more time. I kind of like that. I thought it was a little too fast. I'm going to play it one more time, all right? I absolutely love this
Wow.
video. Yes, yes, yes. So you're going to be doing some classes, right? That you
Yes,
want
I'm doing
that's
some offering some classes at the PGA for our annual summer retreat. We're
uh-huh.
doing two classes, one on hair cutting and one on makeup 101. Yes.
Okay.
Can you please turn down that background music off, please? Can you hear that background?
A little
Yes.
bit. It was
Thank you. Thank
out.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. But
Okay.
okay, so you're gonna be doing your classes there. I am excited because I'm gonna be there too on the scene. So we're
Yes.
gonna continue to let people know ahead of time, and that's gonna be when in July. It said right.
July the 19th. The actual retreat is an executive summer retreat. And can you hear me? Can you please turn on that background noise? I think I might have to unplug something.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the retreat is our annual summer retreat that we have every year. Now we've moved it to the PGA because our audience was looking
Okay.
for a black owned resort. So we found one
Okay.
at the PGA. It's a black owned female resort. So yeah, they offered us some really great rates, and we're bringing our audience to the PGA along with the sports. So my husband is taking lead with the sports summit, youth sports summit this year at
Okay.
the PGA, and they extended their arm to the beauty world, which is you and I. So I extended the offer to you so we can, offer our classes and offer the more help or
Yeah.
hands on with the community. So if they're able, they could come out and we could actually get a chance to, analyze their hair. You have
Mm.
aspiring um, beauty professionals that are looking to level up on their skills. The summertime is a great time to invest into honing in your skills. So we're doing the classic
Right.
bob. It's an all-star
Oh.
bob. It's a part of thank you, a part of my curriculum that I push, a part of my brand. So yeah, offering cutting fundamentals, which is the classic bob, steps to achieving a
Right.
classic bob, and of course makeup 101.
You know, I think
And
that's
of course
excellent.
Coach Lee is jumping in with and analyzing all her clients
I'm
with
helping you.
that are dealing with hair loss and hair challenges.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to I want to see you do your magic too. I want to see you in your in your arena doing what you love. And
Mhm.
I think it's excellent that you're doing a hair cutting class, because it's many of black hairstylists. I'm sure it's a lot of Caucasian, but this is our channel, so this is what we're talking about. But there are a lot of hairstylists. I have been in salons where they don't know how to cut. They just, they taught to like grab the hair up and, just keep cutting it till it make a feathery move. And they like, okay, I cut it, but it's not really a defined cut. They don't know how to do customized cutting. And I don't know, like you said, you're doing one-on-one, but just the basics,
Mhm.
they need just a lot of
Mhm.
us, but a lot of them need the basic cuts, because only
Yes.
thing they know how to do is cut commercial hair with the razor from the beauty supply store. They cut the hair with that or whatnot. They don't know how to
Mhm.
do the fundamentals. So that is why I'm excited about this live tonight. We got to get into it, Don. It's so much. I don't even think we're gonna be able to cover everything, and we're gonna have to take it to the next week, right? And
Okay.
Don, go ahead and tell really quick why we chose this. We're still on the same subject, but what prompted us or prompted you to introduce that to our beauty community?
What's that? The classes or
No,
tonight's subject?
no, tonight's subject.
The state of the industry.
Mm-hmm. The state of the industry.
Um,
Remember, you sent out a post. Remember,
I
you sent
send
out a
out so many
post. The post
about the state.
about
Oh, why
why
do
hairstylists.
cosmetologists have so many jobs outside of cosmetology? And
Mm-hmm.
I say that to say I brought that up because a bunch of people was chiming in on this. A lot of cosmetologists, and some say because of health benefits, is why they chose other jobs. The security that they offered, or so have it. The industry is slow, and
Right.
my mentor, she is still doing hair in the beauty industry. Like, and she's a teacher, a
Mhm.
cosmetology teacher, and she still does hair like on the on the weekend or what have you. And
Right.
she's like in her 70s. But you have
Wow.
people that are in the industry that are still doing hair and making money from the industry. Their license are still kept up,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
of course I thought about going to get a job because it was slow. I wanted something to do with my time. I had so much free time. And
Right.
I did take up another job, but it was still within my field. It was teaching cosmetology, right?
Right.
And
Right.
you really can retire and live well from the beauty industry. You don't have to go out and get another job. I,
Right.
um, I think that the demand for hairstylists is high. Like, cosmetology is the high on the the market when in terms of I need a job. It's like one of within the top 10 that are in
Mm.
need, like coming straight out of COVID. It's like we need more hairstylists, to the point where the government is funding cosmetology programs,
You know what it is though,
right?
Don?
So
But can
mhm.
you hear me? I was gonna say, you know what it is too? It
I can hear you.
is
It's
a
kind of
lot.
low. It's just background noise. It's really loud. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your phone is breaking up some.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you better now.
Okay, but I was saying that a lot of hairstylists, believe it or not, they didn't have the exposure. They don't have the exposure. And so they're so
Hmm.
used to a certain world that that's what Beauty Pioneers is about, is exposing and saying, hey, you don't have to live like this. You don't have to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's women, black women that are doing very, very well, but there are steps to it to get to that point. So that is, so when you say that, like, it's like, you don't have to get a 9 to 5. That's foreign to a lot of hairstylists. Like, what do you mean I don't have to get a 9 to 5? I can't get no clients, because they don't have the exposure to think outside of the box. And they don't have the, when they go to beauty school, the beauty school is about hair. They're not teaching us about business and different things like that. So they don't know. They just, the thing is, I tell people, and I think you and I was talking about that this morning, you cannot go into this industry with a hustle. There are certain
Right.
things with a mindset. You have to go into the industry understanding that this is a career. This is your career. And the decisions that you make are going to affect you in the long run. So I have with it. I can identify with some of the things that they're saying. And just to make hairstylists aware, it is definitely not an attack on hairstylists, but it's just to enlighten them so they can make better decisions as we go along. Okay. So give me a second here. Hold on. I'm gonna start off with, I wanted to I gotta do in the bad practices world, back at the ranch. That's what I call that, child. Hold on. Hold on, let me see my layout. Hold on. All right. Back at the ranch, child. Did you see what that was?
No. All I saw was like a red helmet.
There you go. They put that red on there, and it's like they just made it like a scrunch ball or something, and then put some braids on the side. And she's saying like people are like gaslighting her. Child, she's like, people gaslight me, trying to tell me that this look good. I was like, precious, precious lamb. All right, another in the news. Was them adding hair from the back of the bottom of part of their neck. And this is the last one in hair world. This is an exposure of what has gone on in the beauty world. And I think it's good because I always tell my clients about purchasing products from all these different places. And this is what we got with one of them. And this is a big brand. And a lot of my clients was using this. Here
Jack and I worked for Bedhead for years and years. And they actually did it too to get their numbers up. And what I found out was that when they were going through and selling the Bedhead shampoo to Costco, because that was huge. It was everyone's like, oh, I can go get my Bedhead products at Costco. Well, come to find out, he was going to the manufacturer, the owner of Bedhead is going to the manufacturer, buying a different shampoo that was way cheaper, basically like hand soap, and then having labels made just for these bottles. And that's what he was selling at Costco.
What?
Exactly, because we knew everyone at the corporate office because I was one of the educators, so I'd go to the corporate office all the time. And the people that worked in the warehouse would tell us, like, "Oh man, it's bullshit. We're the ones selling it to Costco," and that's the thing that people don't know.
Yeah, it's just not right.
It's not right, and that's what a lot of people don't know. And so clients are not spending the money inside the salon; they're actually going to Costco. They think they're actually getting the actual product, and they're not.
No.
So a lot of the times now I'm like, why am I even going through and selling this product to my clients? Or why are we spending all the money to have it inside the salon just for it to sit on the shelves? Because they're not buying it from us.
Hold on. that's in, back at the ranch news in the beauty world, the drama, the bad practices that we see, right? I always love to put them up because they never fail us. We have material on top of material with the bad practices of, it's a difference between we're creating and just trash. You know what I mean? Where you just like, now you gluing hair at the bottom of somebody's nape of the neck. I'm like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? To make it more full. I forgot what they called it on there. And then for those women who hairstylists who are not licensed or something like that happened to me with the bedhead thing. I went to this popular salon and the women broke out. Like everybody went and did their own business. And it's one particular one. She was amongst them and she was talented and she was beautiful and everything. But she just refused to invest in her products. She had, because of the people that she was a part of in the salon, she got the people that was willing to spend the money and everything, but her mindset was so messed up that she didn't understand, like, when you leave here and you take that, get rid of that hood ghetto, foolishness where I don't want to show you my product. If you ask her what product you're using, oh, what, why? And one day I came to her and I asked, I got a wash. I had my short cut and I said, I need a wash and a cut and a curl. And she was washing my hair and I was like, what shampoo is that? Because it was supposed to be design and it did not smell like design. And she didn't know at the time that I was actually already a hairstylist. And she said, oh, I don't tell my products, but that's design. I said, okay. Girl, that was cream of nature. So she had took the bottle and it's another thing they do. She took the bottle and put it in like a clear thing so you wouldn't see it or whatever. I mean, like a black bottle so you wouldn't see it. And then she'll have the design essential stuff in the background. Like that's the product she's using. So they just took it on a bigger scale with bedheads saying, hey, the guy, the manufacturer is like, I'm about to make a killing. So all these people going to Costco and thinking that they're using bedhead, and they probably using a regular over-the-counter line that, you know what I'm saying? You know how you can go into what is that? Sally's, and you can get the salon care, the big thing is shampooed. The salon care got every kind of product that you need or whatever, but it's dirt cheap. That's probably what they're using, and people thinking that they getting like the bed head, like the top brand. I'm child, please. So this is a good thing that I wanted to bring out because a lot of clients be like, I do my own hair because they be bragging. I be like, you doing your hair? And that's why it doesn't look like the salon, because a lot of times you're not even using the actual professional products, right? Do you know any stories like that, Don, before I go to the next thing? Don, like,
absolutely. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was working a trade show one time, and the products hadn't arrived for us to work on the models. It was model prep time, and we were working backstage on the models, and it was like all the educators, we were back there trying to figure out like what we were going to do. So the lady from corporate office, she was like, well, let's head on over to Walmart. And she went to, first we started out at, I think it was Walgreens, and they didn't have the product. So she ended up at Walmart, and she purchased products that looked like the products that were going to be featured. And we were just backstage, like using the products. The hair was a complete disaster. Like, I couldn't believe that somebody from corporate office was actually doing this at a major trade show. So once I saw that, I was like, anything goes nowadays when it comes to stuff like that. I used to hear about people doing things like that in the salon, switching they buy a high-end product, and once they're done with the high-end product bottle, they hold onto the bottle and they refill it with products that are less than, you know. Um, so the beauty industry, they have so many shortcuts. Nowadays, there's so many tons of products that are out there on the market, so you could pretty much almost get anything to duplicate it once it's been out for a little while on the market.
Right.
But yeah, product consumption and product cross up and switch over, it's huge in the beauty industry.
Mm. That's crazy.
Bait and
People be spending
switch.
their money like,
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go ahead
Totally.
and get into it. Hold on real quick. Let me see which one I want to start with.
You ever notice how most non-black stylists, Caucasian, Asian, etc., they don't even try to learn how to do textured hair? And they do it all. They do extensions. They do color. You're not going near a type 3, type 4 client. And for real, we just don't keep a buck for real. It's not because they don't know how. It's not. I'm going to say something that they don't want to say and we don't want to say. It's because it is too much work and not enough pay being a black hair care specialist or a black hairstylist. Stylist, y'all do full sew-ins. It's going in for maybe $150, $200. And y'all swear $400 is just an outrageous price for a sew-in, for somebody to braid down a foundation for your hair and then put a net if needed and then sew on top of that. But for real, let a white client get a full head of extensions. I'm talking about a full head equivalent to how we do sew-ins. You think they out here paying $400 for that? Try $800 to $1,200. This is exactly why I tell stylists, build your value and then price yourself accordingly. Because in this industry, especially in the black hair care world, we will always be seen as charging too much by the majority. No matter how good, no matter how skilled, no matter what type of environment you provide, no matter how professional you are, none of that matters. And the sad part is not the outsiders that's talking about we charge too much, we outrageous for what we do. It's our own people. It's other black women. I am in a predominantly white environment. I am the only black stylist out of 31 people. They constantly speak life into me about how much I should be charging for my services because they feel like I undercharge myself for the time that it takes for me to do a client. But other black women will expect you to struggle. They will expect for you to fight. They want you to hustle through pain. They want you to suffer to earn your golden ticket. Why? Because we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to believe we have to work twice as hard and we have to give twice as much to earn what others get handed. Watch Caucasian people pay top dollar for blonde highlights on bone straight hair. I mean, top dollar. But if you tell a black person that their color is going to be $200, that's just too much. And then y'all start hitting when y'all feel like stuff is out of y'all price range, y'all start hitting us with these stylists. For real, when y'all do that little these stylists, that's really equivalent to y'all really wanting to say to us, these bitches. But honestly, y'all feel like calling us these stylists is worse than calling somebody a bitch. So, but back to color. Like, we literally are starting from like a level 1 or a level 2 when we're doing color on African-American women. We work through thick textures, uneven porosity, and maybe even damage. So for real, we just gonna call it what it is. Our work is harder. We work way harder and our time is longer. And our skill set usually has to be specialized for what we do in the hair industry. Some of y'all always feel like we charge too much. And some of y'all will use like these black stylists, they be out here unprofessional. It's unprofessionalism in every industry, regardless if you're black, white, green, or whatever. You will find somebody unprofessional. It just is what it is. But you're not gonna gaslight me into making me feel like that I'm not of my value if I am. And for real, I'm just saying what a lot of black hairstylists think, for real. Hell, white hairstylists and other races too. Because like I said, they're not chasing to do our hair. Nobody is. They might chase to do our nails. The Asians might come for us with the nail because the money be good. But they definitely not trying to work that hard to do no black hair.
Don. I like that. I like the fact that she was bold enough to say, because I done said it. I'm like, I'm not even, when I left South Florida and I moved away and I was working doing hair replacement and stuff like that, and then we start getting into hair extensions and things like that. It was very normal for hair extensions to start at 700, depending on what it was, right? Because they're buying the hair, and then you got to you got to charge for the installation and different things like that. So it started at 700. Now you start saying you want tape ins or you want highlights and different things. Now that price is going to be upped. So when I came down here, where they telling me that, girl, don't leave your license in here because they will steal your license. It's a Dominican salon. I left because I didn't want to be in a place like that, because I knew that was low vibration, and I was like, oh no, I can't I can't do that. You understand what I'm saying? So what this young lady is saying is absolutely 100% true. We do a lot of more work when it comes to our clients because of our hair texture, because we got to make sure we take care of that hair before we just throw installations in. And that's why things have really gotten mixed up, where you got these hairstylists who are not licensed who just say, I'm gonna just do your hair, I'm just doing aesthetics on it, I'll just design your hair, because you don't want to pay the money anyway. Even though I'm charging you for all of the things that are required, you don't want to do that part. So I'm gonna just psychologically, if I don't shampoo you or whatever, you think that you're getting a good deal, but in essence you're really not. You're losing on both sides. I want you to expound a little bit more on that too. Don,
On
you froze.
uh-huh.
Like that the video just now. I thought you was froze. I'm like, what the heck? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Wait, let me ask you this.
Do extra work. Oh,
Right.
uh-huh.
Have you ever had that experience being in the beauty world? Because I know you had crossed over, right? So have you ever had the clients like that you've had that? Hello?
In terms of experience, some everything is so it is about those, and it is about adding value to you. I was like extremely exhausted. I've always used to doing like 20 clients a day, right? And I thought that was being busy, or having a full or packed salon. So my salon was used to run high volume clients, and
right.
But we were burnt out. We was tired. I missed my kids different things that they had at school for them, because I was just tired,
Right.
And I took a class, because you have to pour into yourself, right? And they had a structure in terms of, if you upcharge, you'll be doing less clients, right? The money for the ones that leave, you're going to be replacing them with higher value clients that value your skill set. When we were working at a really low vibration price, thinking that we had more issues in the salon. We had, it was just it was just a different vibe. But once I began to elevate my price based on what I was pouring into myself, I was taking classes. I was constantly taking from business classes to hands on skill development classes at least once a month. I was taking classes, and I encouraged my staff to do it. Not all of them did it, but the ones that did, they elevated. You can you have to change the price. And as I changed the price, I began to say, I said, can you hear me?
Up.
I began to I don't know what's going on. I did replace them with, I don't know what they call it. When they say high value clients, it was true. They didn't complain about the price. They tipped. It was never, I had clients that were flying me in to do services. I began to hit celebrity status, because of course all my the celebrities that I would get came from my clients. So my clients were already servicing celebrity clients. So they would offer, they was like, hey, you guys know of a hair person. I wasn't into makeup like that back then. So they was like, yeah. And I don't think makeup was even a thing back then. But I was called to to do hair. But as I began to develop my makeup skill set, take classes and stuff like that, I was being booked for hair and makeup. So I would be flown in to provide hair and makeup service to the celebrity client for them to go to whatever event that they were going to. And, I got flown back to the airport, had my ticket, a car, whatever, and I went back to the airport you know, when I arrived, I had signs waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, that's cool.
when you invest in yourself and in your skill set, the return is great. So I am a firm believer in that, because I saw that in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
I was able to cross over. I invested in classes that skill development, customer service, how to speak to a client, how to attract a high value client. You can't attract a high value client smoking like, you know what I'm saying? High value clients are their nails are manicured, their hands are manicured, male and
Right.
female. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that we bypass or we don't pay attention to. But high value people, um, they're manicured and pedicures. But their manicures are on point. I don't know about their feet per se because I'm not looking at them. But if you're looking at
Oh, they do
their hands are, yeah, they're and manicures. So it's like little things like that. You can tell it's not always of course, the watch or jewelry or whatever have you, but it is,
right.
are their hands manicured?
That's and I'm glad that you like. I'm gonna pull on you a lot with that, and I love that you brought it out in the way you explained it because it would alleviate a lot of these videos that people coming up and they're like, it's one girl. She did rub me the wrong way, and she was like, "You want to charge $400 for a sewing?" I'm like, "400? That's just for the hair. That's just the hair. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Alone." And she was like, ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody trying to make you rich. Ain't nobody y'all want us to pay for y'all lifestyle. And she was just carrying on, and I was just like, why is it with our people we think like that? If I went on your job and said, how much are you paying her a year? And I made a video talking about that person that I have no clue about, that she shouldn't be making 90K a year. That's like absurd to me that people feel comfortable to even get on and say what they need to say. And she was like, that's why I do my own hair. And I'm like, it looks like it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I wrote in the comments, I said, not one time did you mention how many hours that it took for that client to get you that look that you wanted. You right? You understand? The proper
Mm-hmm.
hairstylist, that hairstylist that came in, that was standing
Right.
behind the chair, that gave you the treatments, colored your hair, washed, shampooed your hair, put the special treatments in, made sure that the scalp was right, made sure that they had to braid the hair down correctly, that you didn't have tension. And then when they sewed that on, it's a way that we sew it on. You just can't just throw hair on. You got to know how to sew that hair on, right? And then they got to go ahead and they got to cut that
Mm-hmm.
hair, and they got to cut it a certain way or whatever. And then they got to turn around and they got to curl and design that hair in however which way, whether they are licensed hairstylists or not. It's so disrespectful to me to see women clients that get on and they rag about that. And it is sad because I'm going to show some other videos where this
Have
lady
some to
was
drink,
saying you
please.
can't tell them. That's the first thing where we messed up at. We're telling them what you're making because we have, even the clients are jealous. Now I am with the clients when they're dealing with hairstylists that's charging deposits and doing all this stuff, and they services whack. The salon is filthy. It was one girl I was um, um, debating whether or not I would post her stuff on there. Hold on, who is this? Oh, this Reese Light. Hey Reese. Let me see what he's talking about. But I was just like, it's crazy to me. Hold on. Hi ladies. I saw a report stating extensions can contain carcinogens in them. Please let people know. Absolutely. Yeah, I did a video on that too, Mr. Reese Lightning, about that. But yeah, they definitely do. The canacolon hair. I forgot what other ones they have. And there is a young lady, and I posted her link, that she sells the organic hair where you're not dealing with that type of stuff. But going back to what I was saying is that there's so much that happens. It just with a hairstylist that's just doing aesthetics. Imagine the client, the hairstylists like us that are cosmetologists, that we got to think about the science of things of why, okay, I can't do that. To get to this where she wants to go, we got to figure all that stuff out. And sometimes that stuff don't happen when you sit in our chair. We're thinking about that because we done did our consultation with you. We're thinking about that before you even get through the door. So that is our time away from our families. That is part of that money that we're making. That's part of our savings. That's part of, you know what I mean? It's like, that's part of our medical bills or whatever the case may be. How dare you judge that? I don't agree with the hairstylists that are trying to get you to, charge you whatever the case may be, because I've done videos on that where they just abuse it. And maybe that's why some clients feel that way. But to be honest, a lot of times when I see those women that come on there and they complain, those are the ones that don't invest in themselves anyway. They don't want to invest in themselves. And that's why a lot of times you walk around looking like a hot mess, because you refuse to invest in yourselves. That is a luxury. When you're getting hair extensions, that is a luxury service. That's not like, a whatchamacallit, like a shampoo and style. That's a service in itself. So now you're talking about, now you're on a whole nother level. Now you're going from a couple of dollars, right, to hair extensions. Now you want length and you want glamour and all this stuff. What do you think that costs? So I'm big on that. We appreciate you, Reese. Hold on, let me go back to the post. So I just had to say that, honey. I like what she said, though. Now, here's the aesthetics.
Okay, maybe if y'all hear from a hairstylist, y'all will better understand, but we are braiders. We ask y'all to come wash and blow dry for multiple reasons. The first one is because we were never properly told how to wash somebody's hair. We didn't go to school. We don't have to be licensed to be a braider. So if you told us, okay, or if you told us, hey, can you wash my hair? And I'd be like, yeah, let's go ahead and wash your hair. And we just up in there doing the thing. I'm not using the right products that I'm supposed to use for your type of hair. I'm not detangling your hair properly. So now you mad that you got a nappy ass mess on your hair because I thought I was washing your hair right, because again, I was never properly told. So no, to alleviate all of that, wash your own hair. 2, again, we are braiders. We are not a natural hairstylist. We don't do the blowouts, the trims, the colors, the flat irons. We don't do any of that. Come with your hair prepped already so we can just go in, braid your hair, and you can leave. We are braiders. Now, I do wigs, braids, twist locks, ponytails, sew-ons, quick weaves. Most people just braid. So whatever. 3, if you have long, thick hair, or even if your hair is short and thick, blow drying and washing somebody's hair is going to take an additional 1 to 2 hours on top of a style that already takes 6+ hours. And it's like, no, like, I know you don't want to be in my chair that long, and I don't want you in my chair that long. So please just wash and blow dry your hair ahead of time. Like, but if we do include that, our price is going to have to go up, and y'all already be bitching and complaining about our prices. So it's like, to alleviate all of that, just wash and blow dry your hair at home. Now, I do have it to where you can add on the blow dry service if you don't want to blow dry your own hair, but please just come with your hair washed and detangled if you want me to blow dry. We are not lazy. It's just multiple steps to this shit, okay?
I like her. She said they don't know what to do. Me. Come on. Hello. I see mine was going out for a second. What's going on? Can you hear me, Don?
Now, but you did.
You breaking up real bad.
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you did go out.
Yeah, I saw it. So I was just saying that I like the honesty in that, and that she was saying, like, we don't know that. So you have to hold the clients accountable as well, because they complain about they're not getting their hair shampooed and different things like that. But you're going to hairstylists that it's like a vicious cycle where you have the clients that are like, they want this 5-star service, right? And rightfully so, they should have it, but they don't want to pay the price for it. That's one. That's on that side. And then you have hairstylists that are basically telling you, we only offer you this hair design, and we want to charge you like we doing all of the service. So it's like this vicious cycle. What I'm doing is I'm showing you guys, this is the rhetoric that we hear on a constant basis. The clients complaining about the hairstylists and their unprofessionalism, and they are correct. And then the hairstylists are complaining because the clients don't want to pay. And we do have some bad clients as well. I don't want to say we because I don't. But a lot of times you have bad clients. But I think that the more and more we're doing these videos, Don, and I don't know if you can agree with me or not, I feel like if you are a low vibration hairstylist, like if you one of the ones that got the bonnet on your head, or you when you give them a time, you're not there when you say you're going to be on time. If you taking deposits and your service is whack, if you coming in with a bad attitude, all these different things, you're considered like a low class, low vibrational hairstylist. So now I always say you attract who you are, right? And so you're going to attract those same clients that got the same mindset and the same attitude as yours. So it's just like either someone stops and say, hey, let me figure this out. How can I grow my business? How can I take my business to another level? How can I change the type of clientele that understands my value? What am I showing them my value is? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's just basically that. It's just the different classes. That's how I feel. Like, it's like, that's some, because I never even experienced nothing like that in any of the salons I worked in my own salon. I've never experienced a client. I think I had one girl that came to me when I was in North Carolina and asked for a quick weave. And I said, I don't do quick weaves. I know how to do quick weaves. I said, I don't do quick weaves. And she said, why? And when I told her the price that I would charge to do a quick weave, because it was like a short bob or whatnot at the time, this was many years ago. And she was like, oh yeah, because the girl who I normally go to, she charged 65. And I said, that's why I don't do quick weaves. Because I don't want that person, that client, to feel not important or like I'm trying to disrespect her or look down on her. But I'm like, I'm not going to haggle with you, and I'm not going to bring my value down because you decided to go somewhere, and you may love her service, and that's fine. So that is to me, I just think now the more and more I hear the complaints and stuff, I feel it just thinks it's like the mindset of the people. You're never going to get that. You know, if you're that person that thinks like that and you complaining about the money, then just stay where you at and don't complain, because that's the service that you paying for. You're not going to get 5-star treatment. You know what I mean? Dawn, did I take too much meat off the bone?
No. I agree with what the young lady was saying in terms of braiding. You know, there's different levels in the industry, and the consumer is
You're
not
breaking up bad,
aware
Dawn.
of various levels. The
Dawn,
consumer
you're
is not aware of the various
can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hello. Dawn. Okay, now
Hello.
you keep freezing up. Yeah, you keep freezing up.
No, I was saying the consumer is not always aware of the various roles within the beauty industry, from braiding to cosmetology to ring to eyebrow arching to nail girl, you know, to the makeup girl. Is not aware of the different categories in which you operate in the beauty industry. So as a braider,
Mm-hmm.
the braider can only braid your hair. Like they can shampoo it, but it's not required for them. It depends on the state that they're in. Here in Florida, they're no longer regulated. So that's why they could stipulate you need to come with your hair already braided, because when you're dealing with curly hair, you have to remember it takes time. When that water hits our hair, it's a complete sponge, so it's gonna absorb. So the time that it takes to actually shampoo and blow dry, like the young lady said, that is additional time on your service time. So you have to
Right.
account for that time. That's an additional time from us actually performing the aesthetics or the craft or the art of the hair. As a braider, we're not focused on the science of your hair, which is the health of your hair, which is cleaning the scalp. We're focused on, or they are focused on, the aesthetics, the outcome. I'm being paid to style your hair. I'm not being paid
Right.
to analyze or deal with the science of your hair. Now, when you deal with a cosmetologist, cosmetologists don't necessarily braid hair because that's a low level. It's low on the bottom on the totem scale. It just is, right? So that's why when you come to us, or in terms of cosmetology, the cleansing of your scalp is included because we're dealing with the science part of the industry. When you're dealing with braiders, braiders are dealing with the aesthetics. When you step over into the cosmetology world, the cosmetology or the cosmetologist should be working to preserve, protect, and enhance the nails, hair, and skin. That's what my license say. I'm a master cosmetologist. I teach the subject. And it says I've mastered the art and science of beautifying the hair, nails, and skin. That's what my actual certificate says. Okay. As an educator, I have mastered the art and science of the subject, which allows me to teach the subject. So that means I understand the art and science. I understand how to balance the art and science when it comes to cosmetology. So when you're dealing with a barber now, the barber's job is to, I'm going to be using this razor, this blade, and I have to know the amount of pressure that's needed when it comes to applying this particular instrument on your skin, right? On your texture, on,
Right.
the barber is working on balancing the art and science of beautifying the male or female or just a craft within itself. So as a consumer, the consumer is not walking around saying, oh, you do this, that, and the next day looking at what's coming out of your chair. Right?
Right.
Well, she went there and, somebody else, she came in with her hair shampooed and she just got to work and braided her hair. So the consumer is only concerned about the outcome. They're not concerned about the science. And so this is where our morals come into play, which there is none when it comes to the money, when the hustle, right? I don't care. She don't know what she's supposed to do. Let me get this money, right? So that's the door that's open within the industry that everybody jumps in, the hustler jump in and get money from the industry without having to produce anything because the consumer is unaware of the various levels within the beauty industry. So and nobody's going to say it. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you because it's too much to explain. The consumer don't want to hear all that. They just want to know, can you implement this style? Period.
Right.
And what's the cost?
And
they going on about their business.
Question for you. What did you mean when you said braiding is like low? Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you expound a little bit on that? Is it just because it's aesthetics? Is that what you were meaning?
No, when I say low, it's not a major hit in the beauty industry.
That's true.
It's not a mainstream thing in the beauty industry. When you talk about beauty industry, it's not that
breaking up.
It's like it's not here. It's not top tier. It's not. Yes, we can braid your hair. Yes, it's in the book. Are the base. It's not it's not considered a luxury item. Right. It's not that's it. It's not when I say low value or it's a people, Africans, it's a huge braiding market for Africa. For some reason, we love to have Africans braid our hair, or when we go to Africa. Why? I don't know. It's not something that I would want to do, but for some reason, women want to go to Africa and sit there for X amount of hours and have 10 zillion people braid and pull on your hair. It's not sanitary. Most salons aren't sanitary. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't care about the tension that's being created on the client's scalp. The hair is a low vibration hair that is placed in the hair. Nobody's investing in top-notch hair to put in your hair, number one.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say it's a low value or low budget, when you get braids in your hair, you need to be putting um real hair extensions in your hair, real human hair, not synthetic hair, not bulk Kakalon. You're supposed to use real hair,
Mm.
but they can't afford it.
Right.
So this is where the market where that margin of affordability, only a few people afford authentic hair in their head. It's a small margin, but the majority is who wants it. The poor people, right?
Right.
So the poor people can't afford it. So how can we make money off of the poor people? We can go in and we can sell them this foreign matter because their self-esteem is so low, right? They just want to
Right.
look beautiful and they just want something that they can afford, right? So the hair, remember Kakalon hair used to be 99 cents a pack, right? How many
That's
packs
what.
you
Right.
got to put to do a whole head full of braids? So if I get me a pack of 10, that's $10, and 10 packs of
Right.
hair can do a whole quite a few heads, right? So a
Right.
multitude of people can now afford, which is poor people can afford to now purchase this artificial hair at 99 cents. That's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
They find that margin, and it is how to get the money from the poor person, make it affordable for the poor, and that's who begin to buy it, and that's who begin to push the market. And you saw with all these braids and things that were coming out, all this hair loss on these clients. It was a
Right.
wave of hair loss, traction alopecia, all the braiders that were wearing braids or these braided hairstyles, their hair was trash. That's all their
Mm-hmm.
edges were gone, hairline, receding hairlines from all the way back here. So now
Right.
what's in the forefront is the lace front, the lace closure. The lace closure came into play because everyone lost their hairline area because of these awful practices. And if you go back and in the history of the client, if you go through their consultation history, you would see where they were wearers of braids and this synthetic hair. It was a whole wave of that went into the market, which produced hair loss, hair breakage, all this damaged hair. And it's a lot of people still putting Kakalon, which is plastic. It's made of plastic.
Carcinogen. Because it got carcinogen in it
Yeah,
now. Mm-hmm.
right.
Right. That's what
They're
Reese was
still they're
saying. Like,
still using it,
man,
Right.
that's some heavy stuff. Yeah. I wanted, because sometimes we be saying stuff and people be like, our people, they're wrong with it. What she mean is low. That's our heritage. We wear braids and this and that. I'm like, no, no, no. Go ahead and explain
Yeah, but we weren't
why
we
it's
weren't
considered.
putting extensions in. Yeah,
That's
we
right.
weren't
We was
putting
wearing
extensions
afro.
in. We were right. We were wearing our own hair.
We was doing power to the people. We weren't wearing
Right.
extensions, and that didn't come in. I
Right.
think the first time I saw extensions was on Thelma on Good Times. Remember that Thelma was messing with the African man. I remember
Right.
Thelma was
She had
dating the
those braids
African
in her
man.
hair.
And I said, "Well, what is that?" But it was pretty. It was really, really
Yeah, I
pretty.
did Thelma's hair
But
several times.
you did Thelma.
Yeah, I did
You wait.
Thelma
You
several
really did.
times. I have an autograph picture of her and and the whole crew and stuff like that. I stopped. She
She was
was
beautiful.
here for the Bobby Jones when Bobby Jones was here doing his gospel show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
him,
what's
Kurt
up.
Franklin, all the whole caboodle. Hmm. Girl, I'm
Man,
having
you having a what?
a hot flash, honey.
Oh
can I get
Lord.
a fan?
Oh Lord.
Do it in
We
my room.
almost done. We actually almost done, believe it or not. We right at the end. So I think I'm gonna play one more video and we gotta expound on that. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. But it's so many videos that I have that, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Oh, they go Keisha, child. I knew it. I was like, where is my Keisha? But Keisha, we've been letting you down. I wasn't here last week. Hey,
Hi,
ladies, how are you
Keisha.
both doing?
I can see the comments,
Hey,
but I
Keisha.
can't read them. They're so small.
They so tiny. Yeah, I was like, I got to figure out how to make the comments
Yeah, I
bigger,
can't see
child.
anything.
Right. So, oh, wait a minute. The font. Can you see that better? I think
I
that's better.
know.
Hold on. I can see it better now. Hey, lady, you need to put your glasses on, first of all, Dawn. Dawn to my
I
nose.
do, but I did. I still can't. I still
I see
can't
them.
see it.
No? Okay. All right. So
No. Yeah.
this is a rather long one, and we just get into this. Next week we're going to go into more of explaining again, because the last video, if you guys did watch the last Beauty Pioneers video and go to Beauty Pioneers on our YouTube channel, you'll see where we were showing you that there are cosmetologists and hairstylists that don't even deal with the stuff that the rhetoric and the things that we hear all the time in everyday places, you know, in the salons. And I'm like, you don't even have that kind of situation, because who they are, they add value to themselves. They carry themselves as a certain kind of way, and they connect themselves. A lot of hairstylists, you listen to Don, you listen to myself, you connect yourself with people that sharpen you. Iron sharpens iron. So I want to be amongst the best and when I'm in my career, because I want to elevate. I can't elevate where I'm dealing with clientele that's arguing with me about, I got to do a takedown and I'm charging you $25 because you done had weave in your hair for 8 months and it's mad. It's gonna take me an hour to get through all of this stuff or whatever, and you don't feel like you need to pay extra. Like, I wouldn't even deal with somebody like that. To me, to be honest, you should be ashamed to have hair in your head that long and you have not washed it. And I'm going to do a video on that today. But you haven't washed it or anything, and then you have the audacity to have an attitude when somebody say a measly $25. And if that is a lot to you, then maybe you should stay out of getting luxury services done and stick to what you can afford. My mom always used to say this thing. She used to say this to my brother. I was telling Don about it. She said, don't get a habit you cannot pay for. So if that is something that you cannot afford, you don't have to get on social media and make you actually look yourself bad. You can talk about the hairstylist, but you actually make yourself look bad as well, complaining, because it's like, well, dang, you in your 40s and you still don't invest in yourself. Because that's what I was thinking. You're in your 40s and you complain about, you want a shampoo, but you don't even want to pay. You don't want to pay $60 on you. But I bet you if I look at your what you spend your money on, I bet you that food is right top dog. You'll get a $25 plate with some ribs, some yellow rice, some macaroni cheese, and collard greens. You will get a $20 plate for something that's only going to last you for a minute. But instead of getting something that you can invest in with your hair and everything, you complain about that same $25. I just don't understand it. And then want to get on here and try to justify. You find your tribe and you go over there. Go over there. Right? Okay, so we got one more. This is a little long one, but it's worth it, okay?
The beauty salon culture started to die when y'all made doing hair an aesthetic instead of an occupation. That's the problem. And also when y'all became less convenient. Back in the day, all you had to do was text your beautician. Mind you, we had beauticians back in the day. Y'all just girls with hot combs. We had beauticians back in the day. And all you had to do was call your beautician and say, hey, Faye, I got picture day on Monday. My daddy gonna bring me. My mommy gonna bring me on Saturday. And she'd be like, all right, baby, see you then. You show up, and if she had three heads of hair ahead of you,
You got that magazine. You looked on them walls. See, back in the day, we knew how to bide our time. We didn't need the iPads and the other. We knew how to bide our time. She had the music on. We would listen to the music. We would mind our business. We would listen to the women chatting in the salon. And then we got our hair washed. And when you got in her chair, your hair was washed. It was blow dried. It was flat iron. It was straight. She used everything. The Marcel's, and you came out there feeling and looking like $1,000,000, even if you was 12 years old. And now y'all just girls with flat irons. Y'all don't even know how to curl hair. Y'all prices are outrageous. Y'all unprofessional. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all can't wash hair because y'all don't have licenses. And when y'all do, you might as well not have one. I don't know who gave you one because you're nasty. Like, your attitude is nasty. Y'all lack professionalism, and y'all make people pay for your lifestyle that you chose. Back in the day, it was for the love of the game. They made doing hair, they were beauticians because it was their occupation. Y'all hairdressers, hairstylists. That's not the same. Faye had her own salon, and Faye was in that boy every single day and was on time. And sometimes she snuck off to the side a little bit to give her a little snack of food or something like that, and that's fine. I don't know what y'all be doing, but don't sit up there and complain and be, ain't nobody coming in my chair. Your book slow. Yeah, your book slow. And it's not just because one thing about us, we going to get our hair done regardless. It's not because of this. It's not because of that. It's not because of the economy. It's literally because don't nobody want to play with y'all no more. And just as the influencer bubble popped and the celebrity bubble popped, the hairdresser, the hairstylist, y'all bubbles are popping. Because why are y'all working 9 to 5s? Why are y'all working the same hours as the 9 to 5 girls? I'm so confused. Why are y'all literally working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.? Bye. And I'm going to talk about this about once a quarter because I don't like y'all. Like, I don't like y'all at all. Like, I genuinely don't like y'all. I not mean that. Like, I don't like y'all at all. And so, like, I feel like y'all be so, and then it's not even a fact because if you're really good at what you do, you can get compensated for it. And so sometimes your prices do increase because it's like, look, I'm the best in the city. You're going to have to pay these prices to get on. Okay, that's cool. Because we don't mind, people don't mind paying. And that's the thing, people don't mind paying for the service. It's what are you getting in the service and what is it comparable to from back in the day? Can you compare it to what was going on back in the day? And I'm sorry, but Faye would be mortified at the way y'all are doing business. Like, she would be mortified because it's unprofessional. I don't like y'all. And this last part is about to sound elitist. This is the only part I will apologize for in this video because I never want to sound elitist. But once you start taking core education out of something, you will watch it die. That is why R&B is in the state that it is right now. The girls can't sing like they used to. Why? Because they're not getting raised in the church no more. It's the same thing. When you start taking the education out of music and people stop going to school for music and they just start singing on Vibes and YouTube University, that is when you start to see the dilution of art. That we are watching the dilution of art right now in every industry, including in the hair industry. Because y'all just go to YouTube University, y'all don't have an education for this stuff. So when you take education, when you stop having musicians go to school for music and they just start looking up beats online and AI, we have the music that we have today. So we have the hair that we have today and the hairstylists that we have today because we are allowing these women to water down the art. Y'all suck.
I mean, I actually liked her. What she said. The only part I was like, one thing I remember about going to the salon, I did not like sitting on salon forever in a day. Now that part right there, but she was right. Now Faye was on time. Faye went in the back and had a quick snack, threw some food in her mouth while clients was under the dryer. Come back out and you take care of her. Faye made sure your hair was taken care of and everything like that. But this is now we talk about, a lot of times we talk about the industry as a whole. The beauty world right now in our community is what I'm focused on. This is something that is going on. It's like the red pill community to me. Like how they talk about the men, the red pill community. It's kind of given that it's like negative on both sides or whatever, but it's facts on both sides as well. Our job, or my especially, is to expose you guys to a world where none of this is happening. You know what I mean? It's like none of this, that's not even a discussion. So that is our job. And we're coming to an end. I would love to sit on here and really give it to y'all, but y'all, of course, you're going to have to wait until next week. Dawn, what do you have to say about that video? I loved it though.
I think she was very much on point with a lot of her information, and it has died down. I mean, it has been diluted, as she said, based on the influencers. So people were more into the likes, and oh, this person has so many, so many followers, what they're saying
Yeah.
has got to be valid. So now it's like you had influencers that weren't actually beauty people that was leading the beauty industry or having influence in the beauty industry. So that's why it's diluted or watered down. And I think that's why it's a place for people like you and I who have done the work. It makes us stand out more because the work is original, right?
Right.
you
Right.
can you can't I'm not threatened by AI because AI can't mix color and apply it. It can't go in and add highlights. The robot can't cut this hair. I don't care how much they say or whatever. I'm not, I don't see somebody sitting in a chair and letting a robot cut their hair, that could a machine cut their hair when they could just cut them up, right?
Right.
So I don't
Right.
I don't see
Snatch
the
it out.
logic behind that. So I'm not in fear of my job uh being distinct or
Right.
not being
Right.
available, because there's going to always be people that need hair services. It's now, it's in demand, like right
Well,
now people are looking for qualified hairstylists. So
right.
that's why I'm always going to be able to eat as long as I'm able to do hair. I continue to hone my skills. I continue to improve my skills even after 35 years in the beauty industry. I
Hey.
still take classes.
Mhm.
And I don't have to take classes anymore. I'm exempt. I'm exempt.
Mm.
The state board has exempt me from you're good,
Yeah, your
right?
license is good. You grandfathered in.
Right. But I still, as a professional, take classes because the industry is changing. I'm still aware of the changes in the industry. I am aware of the trends, right? And to this
Right.
day, hair cutting and coloring, hair cutting and cutting and hair coloring is still in the lead, not
That's
weave
right.
extensions. Weave and
Yep.
extensions may work for us, but it's still a luxury item. But the lead in the beauty industry is manicure and pedicure,
Mm.
not
Ain't that
not
something?
hair coloring or cutting, or you know what I mean. Those are secondary. What's primary in the beauty industry is a manicure and pedicure for 2006.
What's the manicure and
So
pedicure price range
I went the other day and it was $100 for my hands and feet.
for a mani pedi?
I didn't do a mani pedi. I did a pedi, and I did a gel pedi and a gel mani. So
Wow.
gel polish is, I think, an additional $20 or more or something like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but to me it was worth it.
I do it too. I just wanted to hear if it was in the same price range. I'm actually
Yeah.
looking for a new
I
one.
believe in quality service, you know.
Yeah.
My nail tech has my implements come out of sterile bag. You know what I mean? You
Mm.
can hear the paper, the paper opening. She's not pulling it
Right.
out of her drawer. You know what I mean? The files are clean. It's a new file. I'm not using files that she's used on a whole bunch of other people. You understand what I'm saying? It's like their sanitation protocol in the salon
It's
is
on point.
high. you know,
Right.
and a lot of times we don't even pay attention to things like that. But even when I receive beauty services, I have my own standards, and it's like I'm not going there. If the nail shop is raggedy, I'm not going to a low budget nail shop, because those no low budget shops aren't cleaning their implements.
Right. When I
So
hear
they're doing a
somebody,
cutback from somewhere.
I was gonna say,
Mm-hmm.
I want when I see somebody say a sew-in is $120, I automatically know I'm not going there. I already know that there's no education,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing there, and I know that hair gonna look like $120. And and that's the craziest thing. We walk around and call ourselves queens, but acting like peasants. I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand it. I don't understand
The
that.
unsanitized needles, they don't
Uh-huh.
poke other people in the head with those needles. You know what I mean? Bacteria all on the needles. They don't
Yep.
disinfect the needles, or don't sanitize the needles from the
No barbicide,
extensions, you know?
no barbicide on the
Yeah,
desk.
right. All right.
Name you
So,
name on everybody head.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. So those low budget prices, you still have to, look for things in your high value salon. There's no difference,
right. Right.
sometimes, but you want to support an establishment that takes sanitation seriously.
Right. Right.
And
Let me
we just looking for the price, the affordability of price. To me, my health is priceless.
right. Let me see what Keisha said. Facts. I was here for the
Mm-hmm.
entire rant. What rant, Keisha? I went to the School of Cosmetology. I went to the School of Cosmetology to get my hair done for the other day, and them old women jaw jacking and gossiping took me back to my childhood memories of getting my hair done, and this video did the same thing. Jaw jacking. The video ran. Oh yes, yes, yes. But and remember, I remember being a kid. My mom said, "Now, when you go in here, you close your mouth. Here, take this book and look at this book. Read this book here, and keep your mouth closed. If they say something, because everybody in here is grown,
Mm-hmm.
you're not one of them. So keep your mouth closed. Don't you go in here and embarrass me, and don't be acting like you hungry. Now you know you hungry because she done gave you that. My mom used to cook. She believed they cooking hot meals, but you know you're hungry when they got candy and they offering you stuff. Don't touch the cat. Don't nothing, right? But today we in a whole different world. So I think it's important, Keisha, that we continue, and Don and I definitely agree. It is really for us. We have a love for the beauty world. Always have, always will, for the beauty world, and we have a love for our sisters. And it's like, we gotta take a step up and stop the tearing down one another. It was another video, but I'm gonna show that next week, where the lady was saying one of the problems was we were showing telling people what we made. And you can go on any site and see how much an RN makes or a doctor makes or any of these people. But because we're in the beauty world, because in some ways you judge our gifts and you say, but they just doing hair. Oh, they supposed to be here. No, 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 no. I want you to know there are women that have been to college and everything else, but decide to get their cosmetology degree. And a college degree doesn't make or break a person. It is the person. It is how the person treats other people. It is how they carry themselves. It's how they live. Right? They have some type of fear of God. To me, that those are things that are important. They have character. Right? So I think that that's a big thing to me that I want to nail to, because you have these bad experiences. You know what it's like? Let me tell you what it's like. And I'm gonna let this be. A lot of you are like, you complain about these hairstylists. It's like, start talking to this man, you dating the man. Then the man that showed you all kind of red flags. The man that, the man called every 2 days. The man be drunk sometimes, all this stuff. Then you run up and you say, you know what? I'm gonna marry him. He asked me to marry him. I'm gonna marry him. Then we want to sit and you want to complain about that, but you picked that. Remember that used to say you chose that. You picked that, right?
Right.
So if you picked that, then why are you up here complaining about it? You know why you picked it? Because you agreed with whatever that behavior was. You agree with the price. If you agree with the price, then you're gonna take whatever come along with the foolishness, right? So it's crazy to do that. You understand what I'm saying? And so you can only look at yourself when things happen to you in your life. Always remember those things that happen to you are mirrors. That's your mirror. That's how you treat yourself. That's how you look about yourself, and that's why you deal with the BS that you deal with. And I'm done with that. And last, the video ran. I was a little fat girl, so I was there for the salon snacks. Keisha, I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not. That is it for Beauty Pioneers tonight. Don, do you have any last words before we go ahead and close on out?
Love y'all. Mean it.
And no baby daddy jokes.
Them baby daddy jokes. Yeah, you gotta stay out the club. They had the jazz in the gardens, I heard tonight.
Oh my God. So I'm done with this. We will see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. sharp. Love you, mean it. And I think I'm
Love
going
you.
to. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Keish.